Hi everyone, Jem here. Thanks for watching today. In this video we're going to be creating another Easter project, and it's a 3D gift box. So it has a flip lid, 3 acetate sides and some pattern paper at the back, and I've decorated it with some bunny ears and feet there. So I need to fill it with some more treats. I need to pop to the shop to get some more. But once that's a bit fuller, I think it looks really cool. You could add a message on the back here if you wish. You could cut a white panel and stamp or write a personalised message. So this is quite a large box. It measures 3 by 5, and as you can see, you can fit in quite a lot of treats in there. So I've got some mini Easter eggs, but you could fill that with larger eggs if you wish, or other gifts. The options are endless with this. So I'm going to make my 3rd gift box of this type. So I've also got this green one here, and next I'm going to make a pink one. For the base you need a piece of 6 1/8 by 5 3/8, and along the 6 1/8 side we're going to score at 3/4 and 1.5. Then rotate clockwise and score at 3/4 and 1.5 again. Rotate again, 3/4 and 1.5, and rotate for the last time and score at just 3/4. So you've got 3/4 of an inch and 1.5 inch there on 3 sides, and just 3/4 on one side. So that's for the base. And then for the lid, you need a piece of 6 3/16 by 5 7/16. And we're going to do the scoring the same as the base. So you want to score at 3/4 and 1.5 on 3 sides, and 3/4 on the last side. For the back panel you need a piece of 3 by 5. For your pattern paper you need a piece of 3 by 5 and a piece of 2 7/8 squared. And then lastly you need a piece of acetate that measures 10 by 5. And along the 10-inch side you're going to score at half, 3.5, 6.5 and 9.5. So we'll start by assembling the base, which is the 5 3/8 by 6 1/8, and we're going to fold and burnish along all the score lines, and they're all mountain folds. So next we're going to do some trimming. So we've got our 3/4 of an inch score line here at the bottom, and we're going to work left to right. So we're going to cut up the first score line to meet this first score line, and then remove that piece completely, but also cut up to the second score line so it frees that piece up. Okay, and then we're going to rotate to the opposite side and do the same. So you've got these 2 tabs here like this. Then you want to completely flip it around, so you've got your 3/4 of an inch panel there, and working from left to right again, we're going to cut up the first score line, pass the first up to the second, like so, and then completely remove this piece. And when you're removing them, you want to cut away the score line. So we've taken that piece away, and then I've rotated and cut up to the second score line. So it frees that piece up there, and then we're going to remove this square. So move to the next score line along, cut up to the first score line, rotate and cut the square away. So we're then left with this tab here. So we're just going to rotate and do the same cutting on this side. So if it makes it easier for you, you can cut away the L shape from there. And now we're just going to take some wedges off our 4 tabs. So you're then left with a piece like this. So we've got a 3/4 inch score line here at the bottom, and then you've got your 3 reinforced sides there. Okay. So I'm just adding quick grab glue to all 4 sides. You can do it one at a time if you like. And then I just start with any tab and attach those together, making a nice square corner there. Okay, so we've created this tray now, and I'm just going to do a dry run and fold the panels over, and I'll just check if there's any catching, which there is. So can you see there? So I'm just going to trim this down. So once you're happy with that, you want to add some glue to them. So I like to do a combination of quick grab glue just around the edge there. Hopefully you can see that. And some Collal glue in the center to help strengthen it. So I'm just going to add that to the 3 sides, and then start by folding the first side over, and you want to use your bone folder to add pressure onto this piece and also crease that edge so you've got a nice clean finish. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the same with the other 2 sides. That's our tray now complete. So the side that is single-sided and you've got the 3 reinforced sides, this single one is going to attach to the back panel. So next I need to attach my acetate piece to my pattern paper. So I'm going to fold and burnish along these score lines. So then it forms this sort of U shape with the 2 tabs at the back. So I've added red liner tape along both sides, and I'm just going to take a little wedge off the acetate to help reduce that bulk and give it a cleaner finish, as I've said before. So I'm going to remove the red liner tape from the inside of the tab. I'm going to take my pattern paper and turn it sort of upside down, so you've got the exposed edge facing the acetate, and line that up with the edge and fold the tab over. I'm just going to burnish the red tape and that score line. So I folded my piece in half, and I'm removing the red liner tape from the inside of the tab. and I'm going to do the same, line up with the tab and then fold that over like so, and burnish that again. And then if we just reinforce those sides, you're left with a square. So hopefully you can see that. You've got your pattern paper on the inside and then the 1, 2, 3 acetate sides there. Now we're going to attach this to our tray. So remember I said the single side is to go on the back there, and the 3 acetate sides then have the 3 reinforced sides. So it does hold itself in there nicely, but I'm just going to remove the red tape from the bottom like so, and add a little bit of quick grab glue just on the bottom there. So place your acetate piece inside the tray and then add some pressure on the back there to hold that in place. So we can see our box starting to form. You can add red liner tape on these 3 sides as well if you wish, but it's held in there now because it's attached to the back, and it's quite snug in there. I think you'll also see the acetate, the adhesive as well if you do that, but it's entirely up to you. So now we're going to work on the lid, ready to attach this, and then we'll hide all of these tabs then with the remaining panel. So we're going to follow the same process with the lid. There is one difference, but I'll go through that with you now. So you want to fold and burnish along all the score lines, and again the mounting folds. So we're going to start with the single score line again at the bottom, and working from left to right, we're going to go past the first score line to the second, and then you're going to cut the score line away and go up to the first score line here. Then rotate, and you want to completely remove these 2 squares or this rectangle piece. So again, go up past the first score line up to the second, like so, and then we're going to do the same on the right hand side like so. Then rotate so you've got your 3/4 inch tab there at the top, and we're going to work from left to right again, and we're going to cut up the first score line up to the second, so past the first up to the second, and remove the rectangle. You then continue the cut up to that second score line and work your way across to the next one. Rotate back to its original position and remove that square. So you've freed up this tab here. So we're going to do the same on the opposite side. So next we're going to cut some wedges. So I'm going to take it back to its original position, working on this 3/4 inch tab here. I'm going to take a wedge from both sides and then wedges from these tabs here. So if I place that on my mat, right, it should be that way. So we're going to construct this in a similar way. So I've added quick grab glue to the 2 tabs there, bring the sides up and create that square edge there. So the difference with this one, it won't be attached to these 3 sides. It'll be attached to our box there and creates a hinge then for us to open and close the lid. So I'm going to do as I did before, add glue to these 3 sides and fold them over. So before I add my lid to the box, I'm just going to add the pattern paper on the top there. I'm going to use Collal this time to help strengthen it. And then I can flip it over and add that pressure there. Oh. And now that's ready to attach on the back here. So completely remove that red liner tape now. And add a little bit of quick grab glue just to the top there. And I'm going to add all 3 sides first and then fold this tab over. And then go in behind to add that pressure. So we've now got our flip lid. Then lastly, we're going to take our panel and attach on the back here. So that then covers up all of our tabs. And I'm going to flip it over again and go in from behind just to add that pressure. So as you can see, if I hold it this way, this edge is flipping over slightly. I'm just going to bend those corners in and it gives it a much cleaner finish and doesn't sort of splay outwards. So now the box is complete. I'm just going to add my ears and my feet. So I use my Cricut to cut these. If you've got punches, you could probably recreate these shapes if you wish, or draw them and cut them by hand. So I'm going to take some Creative Craft Products foam pads and attach them there like so. You can also go in from behind again and add that pressure, and that will also help keep this in place. Next, I'm going to take my ears and my scoreboard and I'm going to place these at a slight angle and score like so. And then, so that one's pointing that way, this one is pointing this way, so I want to angle it that way. So if I just show you on my 2 previous makes, so this one is where I've angled the score line and they're sort of going outwards, and then this one I did a straight score line. So it's entirely up to you which sort of way you want to go. I prefer it at the angle. So I'm just going to fold over these score lines like so. I want to add a little bit of a curve into the ears. And then I'm going to add some quick grab glue to these like so. So I just bend them over and place them down like so and add some pressure there. And you've got some bunny ears. Isn't that cute? I think it's really sweet. Something a bit different. So there's my 3 gift boxes. Almost complete, just a few more treats to add. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, you might want to hit the like button, leave a comment, or consider subscribing to the channel. If you do subscribe, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future tutorials. And I also forget to mention that if you're inspired to make any of my projects, then a Facebook group has been created to share your makes. It's called Gems, and I'll add a link in the description box below if you'd like to join. Once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!